Hi children, now we are going to discussing chapter 3, tanks and groundwater. Water is very essential for human beings, plants, animals. Without water, life would not be possible like oxygen. Rivers, canals, tanks and groundwater are the source of water. Water and sea water not useful for the irrigation purpose and drinking purpose. Why? Because it's contain salt. Tanks we are called in Telugu చెరువులు. Tanks are two types, overhead tanks, surface tanks. Overhead tanks we can see cities and towns. These tanks constructed by the local government and supply water through the pipes to the public. But surface tanks we can see on the surface. Mainly these tanks we can see in rural areas, village. Rarely this type of tanks we can see in cities and towns. For thousands of years our ancestors have tried to use runoff rainwater by building tanks. We have evidence of tanks built and used for agriculture from the time of megaliths. You will be reading about the Kakatiyas and Vijayanagaras kings and Nayakas who built a large number of tanks in Telangana and Rayalaseema regions. This enabled to the extension of agriculture into these areas. How are the tanks built? The tanks were usually built by building a strong wall of a stone and mud across a small stream. The tanks were sometimes built by a king, sometimes by a military leader or Nayaka, or often by the people of the village. In building the tanks, everyone in the village contribute for expense and labor. All people of the village together maintain the tank by repairing the tank bund, that means wall, and removing silt from the tank bed. They also took care so that no one dirtied. They also appointed a person to regulate the use of the water from the tank. This particular person is called Neeratti or Neerukatte Manishi. Look at the picture here, tank and field. The farmers getting water from the tanks and cultivate their fields. How did the tanks help? The tanks help the people not only in giving them and their animals drinking water, but also in irrigated their fields. The tanks also helped to increasing the water level in the wells nearby. After the rains have stopped and the tank water decreased, the tank beds could be used for raising some crops. Most important thing is the tanks helped to prevent the runoff rainwater and the erosion of topsoil. Every year the people would collect tank silt and apply to their fields to fertilize the soil. We should remember that no one person owns the tanks. Tanks public good. That means the tanks belong to all people of the village. Thus they benefited not one or two people but all the villagers. The picture Ramappa Cheru, which is located in Warangal. Declining of tanks in our time. During the last 20 or 30 years, the tanks have been neglected and have been allowed to break down. The government also not caring for the repairing of the tanks. People also have gradually taken over the tank land for the building of houses or agriculture purpose. As a result, in almost every part of the state, tanks will be disappeared. Now we are going to discussing about water table or groundwater level. What is groundwater? Generally, water is we are getting from the soil through the wells, pumps, bore wells. This water known as the groundwater. The rainwater not only flow down the streams or rivers but also slowly goes down into the soil. This water accumulated below the ground in the gaps between the rocks, pebbles, sand, etc. This is the groundwater. This water getting through wells, tube wells. Generally groundwater accumulate in the layers of the rock which have cracks and holes in them and can contain water is called pervious rocks. This type of rocks we can see in Prakasam district. Some rocks like granite, Kadapa limestone are very compact and do not allow water. This type of rocks called impervious rocks. The layer of the water which accumulated under the ground among the rock is called aquifer. Groundwater will not accumulate if there were no impervious rocks. What is water table? The point at which we can get groundwater. We can know with the given picture. The water level is the same in all these wells. This is the water level in the well after the rain. We can see that in all these wells water is available at depth 5 meters only. This means that if you were to dig a new well in the same region, you would strike water at the same depth. This is the level of the groundwater, which is also called the water table. Water level is never stable. It goes deeper in summer months and comes up in rainy season. Look at the picture. The groundwater level is dash meters below the ground level. The groundwater level 5 meters only. In summer, if the water level goes down to 10 meters below the ground level, which of the 4 wells will go dry? Answer: well 2 and well 3. Why? Because these 2 wells above the water level in summer. Next, which well will have maximum water available? Answer: well 1. Rocks and groundwater in Andhra Pradesh. Most of the rocks under the soil in Andhra Pradesh consist of granite, which are hard and impervious. If you want to groundwater here, you have to go down 50 to 100 meters. Kadapa limestone rock, very hard but greatly broken, and here a lot of gap between the rocks. It's allowing water to accumulate in them. If you want to water from here, you have to dig the well between 3 to 15 meters below the ground level. But Krishna Godavari have deep layers of the sand and silt. The water level here depends upon the water in the river. If you want to groundwater here, you have to dig only 5 to 7 meters below the ground. It is very easy to dig wells in them. Now we are going to discussing about recharging groundwater. Recharging means water going to the soil. This is also known as percolating into the soil. Water flow simply on the naked ground, which has no cover of trees and grass, as there is nothing to stop the flow. And the rainwater is checked by vegetation or bunds. Then there is a greater possibility of its percolating into the soil to join the groundwater. The grasses were planted on the hill slopes from the where the streams started, and small check dams are also built across the streams to store water for a longer time. All these help to increasing or recharging groundwater. Over the last few years, the great effort have been made to harvest rainwater by these means. These measures are usually taken for a streams or a river. Such efforts are called watershed development project. Under this project, trees and grass are planted on the hill slopes from where is stream started. Also small bunds are built across the streams to stop the flow of water. All these help to increase or recharge groundwater. Now we are going to discussing about the quality of the groundwater. Groundwater is usually mixed with many minerals. Sometimes the water is salty and sometimes it is sweet. These minerals come from the rocks and solid underneath. In many mandals of our state, there are excess quality of certain minerals like sodium, fluoride, chloride, iron, nitrate, etc. Drinking such water is not good for our health and can cause diseases which affects our bones, teeth. Many times water is polluted due to the more use of fertilizers, pesticides or poor drainage system. Look at the picture. Women affected in the excessive fluoride in the drinking water. She is suffering from irregular growth of bones. Today's generation has received water from the past as a sacred asset. We should give it to the future generation just as we received it. We should also develop ways of using and conserving water in a restrained manner. Otherwise, the future generation will fight destructive wars over water and we will be responsible for it. In the coming class, we have to discussing a Kakatiya's emergency of a regional kingdoms.